Again, HonMonO, he's a very aggressive player. Rarely does HonMonO not all in, rarely does he macro. Not saying he never does. Every now and then you do see a rare sight of a macro game with HonMonO getting a third, getting a fourth base, and building up his economy. But it's like, you know, once a month sort of thing. It's quite a rare sight. As spawning in the right hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the Italian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. It is LetaleX. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran himself, representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. Hello. As if on cue, as he mentioned, HonMonO, he's a very aggressive player. Very often, one base all-ins, proxies, cheeses, two base all-ins. So that is what we expect out of HonMonO. Does open up with one SCV across the map. Just the one SCV so far. Bear that in mind. Rax back at home as well. Okay, so it's going to be 2 Rax. I was going to say 2 Rax Reaper. Technically, this could be Rax at home for Marine and then Proxy Marauder to reinforce and then to hit all at once. Otherwise, it should be Reapers. Other option here is Marine and Proxy Marauder. Eyes are on HonMonO. Now, HonMonO does have a reputation nowadays. Everyone knows, everyone is aware of how aggressive and cheesy HonMonO is. So LetaleX, he goes in and he confirms that the Rax is here. Now, this is the scary thing about this build and about HonMonO. I just mentioned, HonMonO, he's known for cheese, he's known for all-ins, but he does vary it up between 1 and 2 base play, right? It could be a 1 base all-in, it could be 2 base all-in. This build so far looks standard. This looks like a standard opener. It looks like Rax into expand, and this is and HonMonO does go for standard openers to lead into 2 base all-ins, so this is not a tell yet. LetaleX, he does not know what's going on. Meanwhile, it is going to be Proxy Marauder. So Marauders are amassing, Marines back at home. Now, typically with this build, I believe HonMonO pulls the boys. I believe Marines are going to be banking up, sent across the map, and then the boys are going to be pulled. Intercept 1 base all in. I believe this hits with 3 Marauders, I want to say. Marines are moving out. And we're still banking Marauders. We have to wait for Concussive Shell. And only a couple of boys. Okay, only a couple of boys are being pulled. There's gonna be 5, I want to say like 5 SCVs. Yeah, 5 SCVs. We're gonna be hitting with 2 Marauders. Oh yeah, we're getting a safety battery here on the low ground. And LetaleX, can he hold on? He's gonna have to pull the boys himself. He has to pull the probes. And here comes HonMonO. So there's 5 SCVs. Zones away the Stalker, getting us all the battery. Yeah, Bunker gets thrown down. HonMonO pulls away the Marine. They're getting quite low. And Marines are getting low here, and 1 Marine down. 2 Marines go down. Massive pickups. Gets 2 Marines. Bunker is denied. HonMonO, he needs more than this. He gets in. He gets in. He gets in. He gets 1. He gets both Stalkers. Massive pickups. He gets around it though. Oh, big surround. The Marauder gets locked down here. We have another Stalker coming in. It's still a very close defense. The battery is almost done. We just have to buy enough time for the battery. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. And LetaleX holds. Oh, LetaleX does hold on. HonMonO did have some miscontrol. Again, getting surrounded, getting locked down. That was miscontrol out of HonMonO. And here comes the second. There we go. The rest of the boys are being pulled. Again, 1 base all in. Either HonMonO kills LetaleX or he dies trying. Again, this is very HonMonO. Just double down, commit, send it, baby, send it. Yo, HonMonO is going to be loving the new PTR patch, by the way. He's gonna with all the options early on. No. How do I all in? True. As there's the energy overcharge, SCVs are going down, and soon the Stalkers will get on top of the Marines. Now they have to cut back. 2 SCVs left. 2 SCVs remaining, getting on top of the Marauder. Does get 1. Does get 1. Barely not. With that, Marauders are pushing in. That's 4 Marauders, by the way. Nice force, very nice force field. Cuts the army in half. 1 Marauder left on the high ground. More probes being pulled, and that Marauder is going to be fixed. Oh no, he went too close. He went too close. Yeah, missed control out of LetaleX. Cleans up half the army. There's still 2 Marauders left. It's still very messy. Still very messy. And HonMonO is doing it. He's doing it. He does cripple the economy. 18 probe kills. He's got 3 Marauders left over. Again, LetaleX did slip up in his micro, and with that, he lost extra Stalkers. HonMonO, he breaks through. He breaks through. Takes out the sentry. There's barely any probes left. Just believe in yourself, Abby, and you can pull it off. GG. GG gets called, and HonMonO takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. HonMonO does take a lead in the series. Again, LetaleX initially he had a really good defense. Initially a very strong defense. But as you saw, there were a couple of moments where he was lacking target firing, where he could have gone for Marine kills, could have gone for Marauder kills as well. So he did mess up when it comes to the control. He did cut back into his main base, and in doing so, we saw once again a force field of the ramp, but he still fought within range of the low ground Marauders, which should not have happened. So with that, he took extra damage as well there towards the end, and in the end he was broken. He was broken. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2, going to be loading into Winter Madness. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Protoss player, the Italian Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back and force the ace match. It is LetaleX. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. Let's go. Let us go. From here, LetaleX, we are going to be setting up, going to be going for a scout across the map. Once again, HonMonO, he will have his racks back at home to defend, or I should say he does have his racks back at home at the ramp, but just because we have the racks back at home doesn't mean it's not going to be an all-in. Now, last game we had the proxy. This time there is no proxy on the map, but this can still lead into an economic 2-base opener into a 2-base all-in, which is what I'm expecting out of HonMonO. Again, macro play is very rare from this Terran player. For this animal map, yeah. LetaleX does poke in, does scout the initial racks, and it looks like he will delay the CC, or at least hope to. He can maybe force it off center, or even on the high ground. TvP gets thrown down to make a full wall. And HonMonO, he can hide his CC further back as well. Yeah, the Marine does zone away. CC on the high ground further back will not get scouted, and now LetaleX, he's got to get a safety battery at this point. I mean, this is when mind games come into play. In LetaleX's mind, he might be thinking to himself, okay, you went for a 1-base all-in in game 1, you went for a proxy here in game 2. I wasn't able to confirm anything, but there's a low chance you go for the same build again, right? It's like, maybe I can cut corners, maybe I can skip the battery, and nah, he doesn't skip it. Okay. Does not skip the battery, plays it safe. Meanwhile, it is going to be a 2-base all-in. We can see here a second racks and a factory. This is all before the starport. This is to prioritize bioproduction, and I believe this will be... I was going to say I believe this hits with stim. You can do this 2 ways. You can build up a heavy marine count and go for early tanks. Nah, yeah, that's going to be it. It's going to be like early tech lab, early tank production to go for like a 2-base double tank all-in. Eyes are on the tech lab. Yeah, Tech Lab is on the way. On the racks first. So South would follow up. We'll see if we go for the add-on swap. No. No add-on swap. We're hitting with stim. It's going to be a 2-1-1. Initially I thought stim, but then I thought better of it. If it was going to be a stim timing, we may as well just go for a 3 racks or 4 racks. But no, stim is being researched. We're going for a 2-1-1. This is a ZVT build. You still do see this against Protoss every now and then. Even from players like Clem and like Cure. Or maybe Clem and Beyond is a better comparison. But this is a build that is mixed in. Not necessarily in this way, of course, it's but sure. Basically, it's going to be a 16 Marine double medevac timing with stim. It's going to be a timing. The goal here is to overwhelm, to get damage done early on. At least LetaleX was able to get a full scout, so LetaleX is fully aware of what's happening. Coming in for the rescout to confirm that the tech lab is still in the racks. And then we have reactor medevacs. And LetaleX does confirm. Does confirm the production. As a double jump does get across the map, at the same time LetaleX does move in. Yeah, Sims on board here, does take down the pylon, depowers the low ground. At the same time the boards are being pulled, we're getting chaotic. We commit across the map here at Gateways depowered, pushing into the main base, limited warp ins. Ooh, Stalkers are going down back at home. HonMonO here defends, even forces a recall, and HonMonO, he goes straight for the mineral line, he sims in. Trades with the probes, kites well, mine shot. Ooh, connecting with 3. Yeah, connects with 3. There's 4 Stalkers left. And LetaleX, he will defend, he will clean this up. And work accounts are quite similar. We have a similar economy here. Obviously the production's depowered and the production's disrupted. HonMonO getting ready for a second wave. HonMonO does have the better economy, bearing in mind that HonMonO has mules. He has mules on top of this. So HonMonO, he has that economic lead. And LetaleX changing gears here. That's a concern. So Blink is done. My apologies. Blink is done, and now we're going straight for Colossus production. But that's a bay after the 3rd base. And against HonMonO, this feels quite risky. It does feel risky. Here goes HonMonO, he's gearing up for wave 2. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, it does pull the boys. And this is hitting pre-Colossus. The Colossus will not be a part of this. There's no safety immortal. The immortal now begins. But there's a late decision here from LetaleX. Again, he chose to get the faster 3rd. That 3rd is not going to help. It's not going to help. The all-in is scouted. HonMonO moves in. And he's done it. He breaks through, takes down the battery. Takes down the battery, sends into the natural. Going for the Atchison pylon once again, depowers everything at the natural base. It just straight up kills the robo. There will not be a Colossus, not in this game. Oof. Mindshot punishes. And HonMonO, he just sims on 40. He just sims and he wins. He gets in time mineral line as well. What am I a concern? Oof. They connect. GG gets called. HonMonO, he will claim the series 2-0, and LetaleX is also knocked out of the OSC Elite Rising Star. GG, well played. He does it again. He does it again. HonMonO with the non-stop all-ins. Game 1 going for a proxy, going for a 1-base all-in. Here in game 2 going for a 2-base all-in off of a 2-1-1. It was a very chaotic early game here, but and LetaleX, he was able to hold initially against the first push. But unfortunately, I do feel like LetaleX was too greedy. He got a 3rd base and he got a bay as well. Instead of going for extra gateways, extra warp ins, safety immortal production, extra batteries, like he was LetaleX, because he survived the first wave, he believed it's like, okay, I survived. Now we're gonna get into a macro game. It's HonMonO. He's not gonna macro. He's not gonna macro. He's not gonna build up. He's gonna double down instead, and with that, HonMonO he overwhelms. And with that, we have our next series. It's going to be a ZVT. It's going to be a ZVT here between Moja and Fiat. Oh boy, the final series of the broadcast. Let's go.